Hey YouTube, Everyman Prepping here. Hope you're having a great day. And I want to say thank you first of all to all the new subscribers I've had the last few days. Had a lot of people come join us. Thanks so much. If you haven't joined yet, please subscribe, ring that bell, and like this video. What we're going to talk about today is another food shortage. But this food shortage isn't going to cause a survival issue or a prepping issue. It's not enough food for that. But we're going to use an example as to why we prep. And then we're going to look at what's causing this food shortage and can it impact other food systems, other supplies, and your life in general. So if we start looking here, we'll see here that the Alaska snow crab season was canceled for the first time ever. So no fishing for snow crab this season whatsoever. It says the agency, which is the fishing game, they have canceled the season altogether because of a continued population collapse. And yeah, there's been over 1 billion crabs, according to CBS, that have mysteriously disappeared in the last few years, resulting in devastation of the crab population. Now, I know a lot of you are saying crabs aren't important. They're not important. It's not rice, wheat, corn, soybean. It's not a staple, and you're correct. Snow crabs are, high-end restaurant. You don't need them for survival. So why are we talking about this shortage? Well, for a few reasons. First of all, we're going to talk about it because, as you can see here on this map, if you live in Alaska or Canada, around Russia, crab season is a big part of your job if that's what you do. If you're a crab fisherman, and cancellation of the season is going to be a personal SHTF to you. And so this is why we prep. We prep in order for situations where not only is it a global SHTF, an EMP, grid down, World War III, whatever, but also if something happens to you personally. And these people in this region are going to go through a personal SHTF because a major part of their income is not going to be available. As we can see here from this guy here, this guy is a fisherman. He's got a crab, sitting there from last year. He probably went fishing, made a lot of money for his family and himself, but now he's not going to be able to do that. So what's he do? Hopefully he's been prepping. And if this happens to you, you lose your job, your source of income dries up, whatever you were doing disappears. Well, do you have that 1 month, 3 months of food stored up? So you don't have to worry about that. There's no stress about how am I going to feed myself or my family. Maybe you've put aside some cash, some silver, some gold. And you're going to go to your local coin shop, sell some of that silver and gold. Now you got your rent or your mortgage covered. Also less stress. Now you can pick up that side hustle. You can go get another job. You're not worried about how your family's going to eat, where they're going to live. And then we're going into winter. My first few videos, I talked about being a woodpile warlord. Have you stocked wood? Do you have a wood burning stove? So you have your heat covered for the winter. Doing these things is going to relieve a lot of stress while you look to replacing the income that you just lost. So that's, like I said, why we prep. Personal SHTF, perfect example of why you prep. Not only for the big global issues, but for the personal times when you could be having a problem, like what's happening to all these Alaska fishermen. Now, what's causing this? Well, this one guy says, Ben Daly, he says it could be disease killing all these crabs. That's one thing that could happen. And then it also says some have thought maybe the migration patterns have changed. They're moving to colder, deeper waters because the ocean's warmer. So they moved on. And the last quote here, it says, it's going to be a life-changing event, if not career-ending for people. So if this was career-ending for you, something you do, do you have your preps in order so that you can then not have stress? And it won't be an end for your family, for your eating and living. It might be a new career, but now you have time to find that new career, time to get that side hustle, open your own business, do something because you planned for it. Now, if you're in an industry that is reliant on a single source of, let's say, food, whether it be a fishery, a salmon, a crab, or a single crop, what if there's something happens with the crops and you can't, and it's a specialty crop and it goes to waste, or you can't harvest it, or something happens, you lose a whole year. Well, you got to have that preparation. For these crabs, they talk about warmer water happening, and so I know the first thing people think is climate change. Well, no, I don't think that. What I want to talk about is what's going on with the Grand Solar Minimum and the pole migration, because I think it's going to affect other stuff. And so if we look at this picture really quick, you see here that since 1900, the North Pole has been moving basically straight over east towards Russia. It's going to Siberia. And if you're a migratory species, a bird, mammal, whale, whatever, and your internal compass is screwed up because the magnetic north is moving, you're going to get lost. We had all those whales recently in Argentina, like 30 of them, that beached themselves. Then about 5,000 miles away on the other side of the ocean, another group beached themselves. They're getting lost. Could this affect the crabs? Do they have some kind of migration, magnetic ability within them to tell them where to go and migrate? Could be. Also, I believe with the migration of the poles, as the North Pole is moving, it's causing a weakened electric field around the Earth, electromagnetic field around the Earth, letting in more cosmic rays from the sun, which in turn then is screwing up the jet stream. Well, I believe it's probably also screwing up the currents. So if the ocean currents are screwed up, warm water, cold water get mixed, go different places, it could be driving the crabs different places. And what's that all to do? It affects the weather. The jet stream and the currents affect the weather, which we know. We're getting rain in Pakistan, flooding them out. We're getting huge droughts in the United States. There's great weather events happening everywhere, which is impacting food supplies that could, in fact, give us an SHTF. The corn, the wheat, the soybean. So keep your eye, on the moving magnetic north. I think it's going to be, as it gets worse, it's speeding up. As you notice from this picture here, it was moving slowly every 10 years, but then you can see it's really picked up speed. And as it gets, as that pole keeps getting faster and faster, we're going to have more intense weather issues, more problems with the ocean, which is going to cause strain on the food supply and food shortages. So that's all I wanted to bring up today is, I know crabs are not, the staple that we need to worry about, but those people, they're going to go into their own personal SHTF, the recession's happening, the whole industry up there, the people that supply gas to the boats, the supplies, the bait, the restaurants, the food, the grocery stores. Some towns, they're going to be hit so hard, you're going to get a lot of people going out of business. So it's going to impact not just the fishermen, but the people in those whole areas. So protect yourself, stay prepared, especially if you're in a little niche economy, a niche job like this, a niche system where if it disappears, you have nothing. That's why you prep. So protect yourself and your family. Keep prepping, stocking that food, stocking those assets. So if this happens to you, you're good to go. Until next time, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.